Welcome back, learners. I hope you had a nice quick rest. Let's look at representing data using a bar graph. A bar graph is defined as a graph that shows the frequency of each element in a set of discrete categorical data where the different categories are represented by bars. Then there are spaces in between the bars. So that when you draw a bar graph, or when you see a bar graph, being able to identify it, you must see spaces in between the bars. And then to indicate that this data, it is discrete in nature. The bars are equally spaced and have the same width. So when we look at the space of this bar, we've got the width of the bars are the same, means the sizes of these bars are the same. Then even the spaces in between, even the spaces in between here are the same. Then in a bar graph, when you're given a bar graph, you must know that the height of each bar represents the frequency of each category, the number of times or the number of people or whatever that it represents. For an example here, we are given the favorite candy and the number of learners. So it means the frequency of this bar will give us the number of learners that consider maybe a banana candy being their favorite, or consider a caramel candy being their favorite. So for an example, with a green apple flavor for a candy, we've got only 4 learners that say this is their favorite. Then with a caramel one, we've got 10 learners that say this is their favorite. Then the butterscotch one, we've got about 7, because it's almost in the middle of 6 and 8. So we say 7 learners say this butterscotch is their favorite. And then with the banana flavor, we've got 8 learners that say this is their favorite. Okay, let's look at this question. Tulu wants to sell sweets. She recorded the information she had gathered during her investigation. So remember, before you want to sell anything, you need to first do your investigation and check what would people prefer, so that whatever it is that you're going to sell, you make sure that you're selling things that people will prefer, which means they will buy. So question 1 says, how many learners liked caramel and banana? Caramel and banana, then you look at our flavors. We've got our caramel here and our banana there. There is the graph. It means 10 students liked them. 10 learners liked the caramel flavor. And we also have, for the banana, we've got 8 learners that like the banana. So it means we're going to say 10 plus 8. So in total, we have 18 learners that liked the caramel and the banana flavor. Question 2, what is the modal flavor? Modal is from the word mode, which means that it is the frequency that appears the most, or the flavor that most students like. So it means it's going to be the highest frequency. It will indicate the modal flavor. So we check which flavor do most learners like. It is the caramel, because it is the highest bar. So it means more learners like this caramel. So the modal flavor is going to be caramel. Then question 3, how many candy flavors are indicated? How many candy flavors are indicated? So whenever we analyze a bar graph or any other graph, we only deal with what is given to us. So you cannot say just because you know more flavors of candies and you want to include those flavors on your own. No, we only work with what is given. So we are given the green apple, we are given the caramel, we are given the butterscotch, and we're also given the banana. So in total, we've got 4 flavors that are indicated there. So we always work with what is given to us. Question 4 says, which candy flavor is the favorite? Explain your answer. How will we know the favorite? Remember, we said the frequency will indicate the mode or the modal flavor. So it means we have to check that which flavor had the most learners preferring it than other candies. So when we check from our graph given there, we check that the highest number of the highest flavor, or the flavor that had the more learners, was actually caramel. So it means caramel was the favorite candy flavor. So we're actually answering 2 questions. The first question was to indicate which flavor is the favorite. The next question was to explain why do we say that. So caramel is the favorite. And then why do we say it's caramel? It's because it had more learners preferring it than all the other subjects. So when we write it, we'll say more learners preferred caramel than other flavors. Then question 5 says, the bar graph is given with information on the number of learners per subject. So we're given the number of learners and we're given the different subjects there. And this is for the grade 10 learners. How many subjects are given? How many subjects? We know that we've got more than the subject that is indicated here. But whenever we analyze a bar graph or whenever we analyze any type of graph that will be given, you always deal with what is given. So we've got maths, lit, physics, life science, accounting, economics, business, and geography. So how many students are given, how many subjects are given there? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 8 subjects that are given to us. Then B says, how many learners are in, so how many learners in total are in this grade 10? How many learners in total in this particular grade? How do we see the total number of learners? So we know that with each and every subject, with subject choices that we choose in our schools, there's subjects that you cannot do with other subjects. For an example, some you cannot do physical science and maybe economics, for an example. So if we can check there, we've got like a group of streams indicated there. We've got the science stream, which will be your physics, your life science, and your geography. We also have the commercial stream, which is the accounting, economics, and business studies. Then we have the 2 basic subjects, which is maths and maths lit. So learners that are doing maths cannot do maths lit, and learners that are doing maths lit cannot do maths. So it means the total number of learners in this grade, how are we going to find it? We're going to add the learners who are doing maths and the learners who are doing maths lit. But with the other subject, we cannot, because learners can choose different variety of subjects. So we're going to add the learners who are doing maths. There's 60 of them. For maths, there's 60 learners, and for maths lit, we have 120 plus 120. So what is the total number of learners in this grade? We've got 60 plus 120 gives us 180. So we've got 180 learners in this grade 10. Okay, let's take a quick break and then we'll continue afterwards.